I have mixed feelings about being home on the virtual ward. I have the monitor here and it has a sticky that I can put on her toes or on her fingers. I am doing 4 hourly observations on her and sending them into hospital. Hi girl. Hi. Do you want some chest physio? Yes. Let's lay you on your side, sweetheart. I'm going to use this pillow to keep your legs nice and comfy. You can have this underneath your chin because you are very, very dribbly. And then roll, 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 roll. We are home from hospital, but Elin is not discharged. She is home on what's called virtual ward. I am doing 4 hourly observations on her and sending them into hospital. And yes, that is round the clock in the middle of the night. But at least she's now allowed to recover in the home environment because feeding wise they feel that she's safe. It's just kind of making sure that her oxygen sats are okay because she does have a chest infection and her breathing's been a bit compromised, shall we say. So that's why we're home on virtual ward. At the moment, she is a bit rattly, she is coughing a lot, and that is good. The fact that she's coughing is actually really encouraging because it means that she's clearing out the phlegm that's in her airways. But I think she needs a little bit of help, which is why I'm doing the chest physio for her. Yeah? Do you want to cough for me? Or are you just going to lie there and enjoy being pummeled? Now, ironically, I do have her suction here. And it would be really good if while I'm doing the chest physio, I was able to suction her. But Elin's suction machine has broken down, and actually any moment now there should be a knock on my door and there should be somebody from Mediquip, so the company that does Elin's equipment, turning up with a new suction pump for me because we kind of need it. So I'm going to leave that to the side because I can't use it anyway. Let's keep going with this girl. So she came home yesterday after 5 nights in hospital and was very, very happy when she got home. She is still incredibly tired. She's absolutely wiped out and she is on antibiotics. Not because she has a confirmed infection. What we have confirmed is viruses, and it's 3 viruses. She has RSV, human enterovirus, and rhinovirus. But they are putting in antibiotics because in Elin's case, she's at such high risk of a secondary infection and of this turning into pneumonia or something even worse. Good breathing. Can you give me a cough? Shall we do the shaky bit? Do you want to do shaky, shaky? Leave me alone, mother. Okay, deep breath in. Deep breath in. This is not the time to hold your breath. Give me a deep breath. There, and shaky, 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 shaky. Again. Shaky, 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 shaky. The purpose of the chest physio is to basically shake loose any phlegm that's in her airways, and then she can cough them up and clear them. So it would be lovely to hear some coughing from you now, girl. Maybe if I leave you alone for a moment, you'll have a chance to catch up with the coughing. Where did I put the rest of your snack? Is that still in my bag on the wheelchair? There's not much left in that bottle, and then you've had a whole bottle of Fortini. Good girl. Considering that we only started giving her any form of feeds yesterday, she's doing amazingly well. We do have a special formula called Tentrini that she tends to tolerate quite well when she's been poorly. And then this one is called Fortini, and that is high calorie. So it gives her a lot more calories than what the Tentrini does. And she seems to be tolerating it, which is fantastic. I am going to try, says the exhausted mother, to actually cook some real food and see if she can tolerate some proper food today as well. Now these wonderful viruses that little miss here has, she has passed on to me. I don't know if you can hear the whiskey voice without any whiskey. Well, I'm not feeling great either, and I would really like to just snuggle up and have a nap with her. But in 3 hours, I need to do her observations again. And as I say, I've got somebody turning up with a new suction pump at some point in the foreseeable future. And she needs her care and her snacks and her water and her medicines and her personal hygiene. And I need to remember to breathe. Can I turn you over and do the other side? Can we tolerate the other side? You can! Excellent. All right, we're gonna turn over. There were 2 in the bed and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over and thankfully nobody's fallen out. I'm gonna do chest physio on this side now. Are you ready? Oh, I know, it's hard work. I've got my hand cupped like this and I'm literally just tapping on her back. Tapping with some force. I can actually tap with a lot more force than I'm doing and she quite enjoys it. I'm sort of hoping that this will calm her down. She really likes it. We had a physiotherapist come into her room in the hospital because she was really struggling with her breathing and keeping her saturation levels up. And this poor woman, when she turned up, she was exhausted. She'd been on shift for 12 hours and she was not done when she turned up in the room. So she was not in the best of moods when she showed up. Perhaps not the best bedside manner ever, but I can't really blame her because she must have been shattered. But then when she started working on Elin, she started doing the chest physio and she realised how much Elin loves it. Her whole attitude changed and she became very, very happy. Shall we do some shakies? Are you ready for me? Breathe in. Shaky, 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 shaky. One more time. Breathe in. Shaky, 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 shaky. And again. Breathe in. Deep breath in, girl. I know this is funny. Breathe in. Shaky, 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 shaky. Good girl. How does this feel? You might be able to see that I have clearly not set up the full sleep system here at the moment. And it is because if I have to wake up every 4 hours overnight to do observations on her, I don't want to get out of bed and come in here. So I've actually set up her sleep system in my bed. So she's sleeping next to me. Yeah. What are you saying? So I will show you that setup in a little bit in this vlog, and I will also show you the monitor I'm using and how I'm using it. I have mixed feelings about being home on the virtual ward. There are definite advantages to it and there are definite disadvantages to it as well. Advantages to being home on virtual ward: we are home. We have all of our stuff here. I'm not looking through bags going, oh crap, did I forget to bring that charger, or I forgot to bring in my travel mug and had to make do with a paper mug from the ward instead of my beautiful medical mama mug that holds twice as much coffee. And well, let's face it, coffee is important at this stage. I have everything, apart from, I realised today, cat food. So we have been out for a little walk to buy cat food. And it's so much nicer to sleep in my own bed. The parent bed in hospital is unbelievably uncomfortable. And, it's not like I actually got undisturbed sleep in hospital. Yeah, it wasn't me doing the observations at 2 in the morning, but somebody was coming into the room to do the observations at 2 in the morning. And the SATS machine kept beeping every time Elin's heart rate went below 60 beats per minute. And it does when she's in deep sleep. And then, of course, it would beep whenever she desaturated down to below 90, and that happened as well a lot over the last few days. So I am infinitely more comfortable here. The disadvantages for being home is just me and Elin. I can't ask the nurses to call a physiotherapist in to do the chest physio on her. I have to do that. And, discovering that the suction was broken, well, I had to call up Mediquip and let them know and ask them to come out and fix it. I have been on the phone to the respiratory physiotherapist and we have booked in a review for Elin. I have been on the phone with a complementary therapist who's going to give me some complementary therapy. Yes, people, we're going to be looking after me a little bit. Shocking for a medical mom, isn't it? But all of those things are on me. I can't just press the buzzer and get a nurse to come in and then say, can you sort out this for me? Can you chase that for me? I have to do it. But saying that, when we're in hospital, I do most of the things anyway. When I did my vlog about managing medicines in hospital, I discovered that a lot of you are in the US and you are absolutely shocked at the fact that I'm allowed to give Elin her own medicines when she's in hospital. But everything that has gone into Elin, not intravenously, but normally through the tube, I've been doing. And most of the chest physio in hospital I've been doing. And who is it that's been there in the room keeping an eye on her at all time and spotting her seizures? And that's me. Who has been doing all of her personal care in hospital? Yeah, that's me. So as a disadvantage for being home, that it's all on me now, it really isn't. It isn't that big a difference. I think the main thing is, in Bedford Hospital, they let me have the food Elin doesn't eat, so somebody feeds me. And now I have to feed myself, and that feels incredibly boring. I would very, very much rather that somebody just came and handed me some food. But maybe if she decides that she is going to have a nap now, then I think it is definitely going to be nap time for me as well. If there is something I have learned from burning out and healing from it and burning out again and healing from that, is that I have to rest. And I think the idiot with the pump is here. I'm sorry, I'm going to explain why I'm calling him an idiot in a moment. Okay. Maybe a little unfair of me to calling him an idiot, but the company in question, they are definitely an idiot. Elin has 2 homes. She has divorced parents. It is utterly, completely impossible for them to get their heads around this. Their system doesn't allow 2 addresses, and inevitably, and every time, and I mean every time, they will call me about the stuff that's to do with her dad's house, and they will call him about the stuff to do with my house. Like, they cannot get this right. And so I rang them today, obviously, to say the suction is not charging, and she said, oh yeah, we'll get an engineer out. And I said, Elin's home address is blah, but at the moment she's at my address, which is blah. And I gave instructions about coming to the back because my front door is broken, it doesn't unlock, and it's the one with the wheelchair ramp. And this engineer goes to Dad's address and is banging on the gate because he obviously can't get into the garden. Well, obviously, but he can't get into the garden at Dad's. So he's gone to the completely wrong address before he's coming here. And then when he's coming here, he's knocking on my front door. But we have a new suction, a suction that works. And it's charging. So the suction machine looks like this. If I turn it on, it's going to make a lot of noise. And then I can suction Elin's mouth and her nose and everything and make sure that we keep her airways clear when she needs to. Now, the chest physio that I've just done, she is breathing so much better since then. I can't hear that sort of rattling and grunting noise anymore. She still hasn't coughed, but whatever we did, it helped to shift something that needed to shift. And she's very, very settled. And I'm wondering if I might actually be able to get my nap now, because she's quite content. So maybe if we turn on an audiobook, we can both rest for a little bit, even if my resting will be, you know, teetering on the edge here, balancing next to her. I think we can sort that out, girl, can't we? And I will come back to you in a little bit, and I will show you the at-home monitor and the bedtime setup that we've got. Here's little Miss on her throne, and here is our nighttime setup. Are you sleeping next to Mummy tonight? Yeah? You like that? She has been in a glorious mood all evening, which is fantastic. She has had a little bit of real food. Do I need to go and get the suction? Yeah, I think I need to go and get the suction. She's not bringing up much in the way of phlegm, but she is having a lot of saliva that she's struggling with. So let's help her deal with that, shall we? Apart from a lot of saliva that she struggles to deal with, there's also an awful lot of snot that she struggles to deal with, and she can't blow her nose. So using the suction on her nose helps her clear all of that out. And we don't want it sitting there, because if it's just sitting there, that's when it can become a bad infection and she would end up with sinusitis or something like that. And we don't want that, do we, girl? No, thank you, Mummy. I do not want sinusitis. I do not want pneumonia. I want nothing like that. No, we'll be good without it. Right. We're going to do Elin's evening medicines. Here is Madam's cocktail of tonight. It's quite a lot. All of her normal medicines plus 2 extra. So she's having her first step rescue medicine for seizures morning and night. I think today is the last day we're doing that. But this is to make sure that she doesn't go back into another spiral of seizures. And the other extra she has is penicillin, so coamoxiclav. Let's get your feeding tube in. And I'm going to give you your medicines, Elin. And then I'm going to talk about the at-home monitor we have, okay? Yeah, let's start with that. There you go. Elin's swallow is not safe enough to give her medicines orally, to give her anything orally, really. We let her occasionally have the odd taster. Alice had a lot of fun feeding her sister watermelon a while back, but she can't safely swallow. First of all, most of what we put in her mouth, she'll just push straight back out again. And secondly, she is an aspiration risk, so there is a risk that it goes down the wrong way. So all of her medicines are going through the feeding tube. Yes, they are, aren't they? And you've been doing really well with feeding today. She's definitely met her fluid requirement today, that's for sure. Right, the home monitoring. I have a phone. On the phone, I have an app. And on that app, I put down all of her numbers. So I need to do her pulse, I need to do her saturation, I need to do her temperature, and I need to do her breathing rate. In an ideal world, the machine picks up breathing rate, but that's not reliable. So it also has a 60-second countdown that while it's counting down, I basically have to look at her and count her breaths. And that's not easy, and she likes to hold her breath a lot as well. And she's like, oh, something exciting's happening. I better not breathe while this is going on. And I'm like, breathe, child. I'm counting your breaths. Just please breathe for me. And then it asks me questions like, do I feel like her breathing is forced or laboured? Is there wheezing and grunting sounds as she's breathing? Is she cold and clammy? Is she pale or bluish? Is she less than usual? And does she seem like her normal responsive self? And I mean, that's quite funny when you're doing this at 2 o'clock at night. Does she seem like a normal responsive self? Well, I mean, I'm just glad she hasn't woken up. I have the monitor here, and it has a sticky that I can put on her toes or on her fingers. I'm going to put it on her thumb now, and then it's going to get very noisy. It's very annoying. Oh, let's help you. Are we saying thank you, Mummy, for helping me deal with all my saliva? That's always what I think she does, because she gets so happy when I suction her. That's her way of going, thank you, that's nice. Anyway, back to the machine. Sticky on her thumb, and then I have an on button here, and I'm going to turn the machine on. And then it starts looking for pulse and oxygen saturation, and then it starts beeping at me. So what is it saying now? It's saying her oxygen sats is 83. Now that's picking up straight away. 95, 97. That's looking a lot better. So it always takes like a few seconds for it to pick up. So now it has ended on 97, which is good enough. Her heart rate is 108 right now. At the back here, I have a temperature reader, and I have a little thermometer icon on the front. So I just hold this up to her forehead, and I press that. And it tells me her temperature right now is 36.4, and it's fairly accurate, actually. Now it has completely... Oh my God, she's dying! There's no pulse! Oh, no, there is no pulse. Elin, do you not have a heartbeat? Are you not breathing? Yes, hilarious. Absolutely funny. And now we have 98 saturation and 95 heartbeats per minute, which is absolutely fine. So I've got no idea why it's still beeping at me, but it does this. So let's turn it off, because that is just annoying. And that's what I have to do every 4 hours. And we've managed to keep up with it so far, haven't we, girl? And now we rather feel like it's time for us to dim the lights, snuggle up, have an audiobook on, start to relax a little bit, and see if I can't get Madam here to go to sleep. She is tired. She hasn't napped today, so she's clearly feeling an awful lot better. But I think another good night's sleep, sweetheart, and you might be proper Elin again tomorrow. And tomorrow you're going to get real food. More than just one syringe full of real food. Yeah, and then I'm sure you'll feel a lot better, won't you? I feel like that stomach is settling a bit when it's full of something and have something real to work with. We're looking forward to that. This has been our first day hospital at home this time around. Last time you were home on virtual ward, you were with your daddy. So this is the first time that I've had to do it. I have no idea how long they're going to be monitoring her for. They have said up to 72 hours. So we'll see. And she's only here till tomorrow afternoon, and then she goes to her dad. I think it has worked well so far. I know that the numbers I'm putting in are reaching the professionals around Elin. I know this because I spoke to the respiratory physio today, and she was looking at the numbers from last night and went, please tell me she was asleep. Because I think I put her oxygen sats down as 95. And yes, she was very deep asleep then. And as for sleeping, Elin's not going to be sleeping in this position that she's in now. I'm going to be having her down on her side, remove some of the pillows behind her back, and then instead have them supporting her on either side so we can get her in a good position. She sleeps better on her side. On her back, she starts having her Moro reflex, so she quite likes sleeping on her side, but then she'll curl up, and what I really want is for her to have her chest open. So I'm going to try and have her on sort of a bit of an angle over on this side, but still so that her chest is nice and open, and we can make sure that she gets enough air going in and isn't sort of creating little pockets of phlegm. I suppose I don't even know if that's a possibility. Is it a possibility? He says, I can do anything, Mummy. But thank you for being with us today. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope you will all have a beautiful night and sleep well. I hope we will have a beautiful night and sleep well. And we'll see you again in our next vlog. Say mwah, bye. No. Okay.